A political tremor was felt across North Georgia last month, originating from a special election that was supposed to be quiet. In a state Senate district long considered a Republican fortress, a lone Democrat shattered expectations. Deborah Shigley, attorney, former journalist running for District 21, pulled a stunning result. She captured nearly 40% in the special primary, a figure that sent shockwaves through Georgia's political establishment. This was not a minor anomaly. It was a major departure from entrenched voting patterns, forcing a historic runoff in a reliably conservative area. The 21st District covers parts of Cherokee County, Fulton County, and is not friendly territory for Democrats. Republicans usually cruise to victory here. Last November, Donald Trump carried the district by 34 points over Kamala Harris. The state Senate seat became vacant after Trump appointed the incumbent, State Senator Brandon Beach, as U.S. Treasurer. Beach had won in 2024 with over 70%, underscoring Republican dominance and making the special election a GOP favorite. Shigley's showing defied that history. 6 Republican candidates split about 60.5% of the vote. Shigley took 39.5% and topped the field. This result was historic, a major overperformance for a Democrat here. Compared to the 2024 Democratic candidate, Shigley was plus 10 points. Her ability to consolidate votes in a crowded field signaled a potential shift, turning a sleepy race into a hot contest. The surprise was not just reaching the runoff, but how decisively she led. By leading, Shigley showed she can connect beyond the traditional Democratic base. To win the runoff, she'll need inroads with conservative voters, independent voters, but her showing has rewritten the script. It's a reminder that political dynamics can change fast, and no race can be taken for granted. Now many are asking, is this a fluke or something bigger in Georgia? The striking results from Georgia's 21st district are not happening in a vacuum. Instead, they appear to be part of a broader national trend that has been quietly building since President Trump took office. Across the country, in numerous special elections held for state seats, federal seats, Democratic candidates have been consistently outperforming expectations. Data compiled by the Down Ballot, tracking 39 special elections since Trump took office, reveals a clear pattern. On average, Democratic candidates have performed 15.7 percentage points better than former Vice President Kamala Harris did in the same districts during the 2024 presidential election, a significant and telling metric of a shifting electorate. This consistent overperformance has translated into tangible victories for the Democratic Party in places where they have long struggled. While Republicans have managed to hold on to most of their seats, the margins have often been uncomfortably close. More importantly, Democrats have successfully flipped several key seats. In March, they captured a Pennsylvania state Senate seat that had been in Republican hands. This followed earlier victories in January and August where Democrats flipped 2 separate Iowa state Senate seats. These wins, though scattered, collectively paint a picture of a Democratic base that is energized and a political landscape that is becoming more competitive. The special elections serve as crucial barometers of the national political mood outside the intense spotlight of major election cycles. They provide real-world data on how voters are responding to the current administration and the broader political environment. The fact that Democrats are not just narrowing the gap, but are winning in traditionally Republican areas suggests a level of enthusiasm that could have significant implications. The unexpected surge by Deborah Shigley did not go unnoticed by Republican leadership in Georgia. While many senior GOP officials had anticipated she might secure a runoff spot, they were alarmed by the sheer size of her vote share. Seeing a Democrat not just make the runoff but lead the entire field in a staunchly Republican district sent a clear warning signal. The result was a wake-up call for GOP leaders. Shigley's performance outdid the previous Democratic candidate by a significant margin and was seen as a red flag for the GOP. The reasons for this shift are complex, including local concerns and national frustrations. Local party officials say the strong Democratic turnout reflects growing discontent with Republican policies at the federal level and at the state level. In some precincts in the 21st District, Democratic support jumped by as much as 30 points. That shows a motivated electorate seeking change and using the special election to voice opposition. Economic anxieties are a major driver. The Cherokee County Democratic chair says voters feel the direct impact of federal policies. Many residents report pain to their pockets from ongoing tariffs, hitting local businesses and everyday consumers. These economic pressures, combined with frustrations over state decisions, are creating fertile ground for protest voting. When household budgets tighten and uncertainty grows, voters look for alternatives even in historically firm areas. Cuts to essential services are also fueling frustration. Concerns about reductions to Medicaid and other social programs are prominent for families. These cuts are not abstract, they affect access to health care and basic financial stability. As one observer said, folks have been feeling extremely frustrated. Economic pain and worries about the social safety net have combined to push surprising numbers toward a Democratic candidate in a traditionally Republican district. With no candidate managing to secure more than 50% of the vote in the initial primary, the race for Georgia's 21st state Senate seat is now headed for a decisive second round. Democrat Deborah Shigley led with 40% and will face off against the top Republican vote-getter. The battle for second place was incredibly tight. Jason Dickerson, 17.4%. Steve West, 17.1%. After the final count, Jason Dickerson emerged as the Republican who will advance. The stage is now set for a head-to-head contest on September 23rd, a date that has suddenly become very important on Georgia's political calendar. The upcoming runoff presents a unique challenge and opportunity for both candidates. Shigley must build on initial momentum, persuade voters to cross party lines, win over supporters of one of the 6 Republican candidates, make inroads with conservative voters, make inroads with independent voters in a district that has historically rejected Democrats, focus on local issues, address local frustrations, and create a broad coalition for change. Dickerson must consolidate the fractured Republican vote, unite supporters of the 5 other GOP candidates, remind voters of the district's conservative roots, link Shigley to the National Democratic Party, highlight national policies unpopular in the district, frame the runoff as a choice, a mainstream conservative versus a liberal outsider, and drive the Republican base back to the polls. The outcome on September 23rd will be watched closely in Georgia and across the nation. It's a test of whether Democratic momentum can hold in a deep red district. If Shigley pulls off an upset, it would be a monumental Democratic victory and a major blow to Republican confidence in Georgia. Regardless, this race shows no district is entirely safe. Voter sentiment can shift quickly, making the next chapter of Georgia politics one